Brasil, ele está entre nós. O mais famoso das novelas turcas e séries turcas agora veio no Brasil. Então vamos conversar com ele, o mais amado, o mais gato também, Can.
I wish I understood the word. But
I was
thinking
just
like
saying
you
nice
said,
things.
Okay, what did you say? I think you were saying something like the most famous, something like that.
Yes.
But I believe you are much more famous than me here.
Of course not.
I should be interviewing you.
I wish. So it's your third time in Brazil, right?
Yeah, third time. The first time was my dad. It was 2019. It's nothing regarding promotion. It was just for vacation. It was December, I believe.
So you came in December.
We came to Sao Paulo to have fun, actually.
How was it?
It was good.
What you did there?
It's 7 days. We went out all 7 nights, and we're full of people everywhere. Like the clubs were full, and we can switch places. So
yes, Sao Paulo is very busy.
I enjoyed it very much. And then the second time was Sao Paulo again, but it was for meet and greet, something like that, with meeting with my friends. And this is the third time, and for El Turco, it's gonna be, I believe, more special than those two.
Of course. Yeah. I saw when you came, you got here, a lot of fans at the airport, screaming and everything. Are you like used to this? It's like normal to you?
Well, yeah, that was happening in Italy, in Spain, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. They weren't used to me coming there, so it was the same. Then Italians got used to. They're not doing that anymore. But the Brazilians are not used to. So yeah, every time I see that kind of crowd welcoming me warmly, it's always a pleasure and satisfaction for me. Yeah.
Brazilian fans are really warm.
Yeah.
Really loud.
I witnessed that.
We like to be like with people that we love. So I want to know when you actually started acting. When
I started acting
because I read that you were a lawyer.
Yeah, I studied law. I became a lawyer. I graduated. Then I did my internship for 1 year. Then I started being a lawyer for 6 months, and I was doing mergers and acquisitions with that, like the contracts, international stuff, because my mother wanted me to be an international lawyer. That's why I studied also Italian, I studied English, I studied law, so my aim was to be an international lawyer. 11 years ago, I met my agent. They're still my agents because I'm faithful to them. And we're like a family now, and 11 years that we've been working together. And they pushed me to be an actor. I never dreamed about it.
Really?
Yeah. And it was such a coincidence. We just met, and it happened just like that.
And how did you learn?
Well, one of my agents used to have, still has, acting school, and he started giving me private acting lessons. And the other agent of mine is dealing with Man Fashion, so they're partners. And back in the day, they were trying to find out new talents like No Name, and they were the first guys doing that in Turkey. And they didn't work with any known talents, and they were looking for no names. And I was the first time they found, and they started with me. And then I grew in an unexpected way, and they stuck to me, and I stuck to them, and we worked together. Now they're working only for me. I don't think anyone else doing the same way like they are doing, you know?
Okay.
Because generally the agents are working with couple talents at the same time. And it's an exception thing that they're working only with me. It's the trick there, you know, when there's love involved, it becomes something else.
Yes. So love involved, El Turco.
Yeah.
How was it when you first got this part, when you read the first time and you said, I want to do that?
Well, I live in Italy. I was shooting Diolo come il mare, which is an Italian series where I act in Italian. Then I was supposed to do the second season. Then I was supposed to do Sandokan, which is another Italian series that I should be shooting in English. And in between, El Turco came to me. Back then it was a Disney project, you know.
Oh, really?
It was supposed to be shot in English, and it was supposed to be done with the best production of Turkey. And it was going to be like 6 episodes, intense, 45 minutes, an international show, international casting, which was coinciding with my aims. So they brought me this project. I was very glad because the story also is associating with me. You know, Adam, a soldier, is wounded. They are thinking that he's the traitor, so he goes away. He takes refugee in Italy, falls in love with an Italian woman. He falls in love with the people there, like Braveheart, like Mel Gibson in Braveheart.
Okay. I love that movie.
He's training whole town,
Yeah.
and he's leading them. He's becoming the leader, and together with them, he's fighting for love, actually, and to clear his name because they think he's the traitor.
Yes.
So he has to find out who the real traitor is. So their goals, their enemy is mutual. So they fight together, but he leads them. But they hate, back in the day, the Turkish soldiers, right? So he has to convince those people to love him and to let him lead, and that's the most difficult part. So it looks like impossible, but we're gonna witness he's making impossible be possible. Cool. That's the intriguing part of the show.
And how was your preparation? How did you prepare for this role? Because you are doing a lot of new stuff. You're fighting, you have swords.
The reason why I moved to Italy was for Sandokan, so it was like 2021. So I had started with the preparations for Sandokan like 5 months. I used to do all the fighting, all the horse riding and stuff. Then I had to shoot Viola Come il Mare with the same Italian production. So I had to stop the trainings, right? After the first season of Viola Come il Mare, when the El Turco came to me, I started with the trainings all over again. But the shootings of El Turco were in Hungary, so it's a whole different system in Hungary. So it's like I started learning everything from zero with the Hungarians.
Oh, really?
Like the Hungarian discipline was a little bit different, so I started with them from zero with the Hungarians.
Wow.
And the Hungarian stunt chief was perfect. He was like the philosophical guy. He was graduate in philosophy, so he was human, so human, and he was teaching me all the behaviors that I should be having with the horses when I'm around the horses. How should I be talking to horses? How should I be caressing the horses? How should I be cleaning the horses? So we have this theory part with him, and then after the theory part, we started cantering, riding the horse, and then he taught me everything, even though I knew something. And with that discipline, I started learning fighting all over again from zero with him. And it was a period of like 3 months maybe. But I was already, making my gym stuff. I had a trainer in Rome, so I worked out for the role for like 5 months. And after that 5 months, I went to Hungary. So 3 months of training there. So it was a total period of
a lot of work,
right?
6
months, 7 months of intense thing. And then the shootings started. Then I kept doing choreographies there while I was shooting. So we shot it for 6 months, just shootings.
Oh my God.
So it was intense.
Like a year.
Yeah. It was intense.
Oh my God. And it's a different part that you ever did, right? Because usually you have like the romantic scenes.
Yeah, in Turkey I just did rom-coms. So my age was like 20s, After 30s I went to Italy. I knew in my mind that I had to change genre. I went there for Sandokan. Sandokan is something as a pirate. It's a pirate show. Viola Come il Mare is a police show, action show, and El Turco is something else. It's all about war, soldiers, and all. So I changed my career after I was 30 years old, and I was ready for that because when you do rom-com, you learn a lot because you have to ad-lib a lot, you have to improvise a lot, you have to be funny, you have to be cool, you have to be seducer, you have to be sexy, you have to do, you find yourself in funny situations, but you don't have to be silly because you're the cool guy, and that teaches you a lot. And in Turkey, we work really hard. We work 16 hours a day.
Wow.
We work on Saturday, we work on Sunday. We don't have that kind of rules that exist in Europe. So for 7 years, I was working non-stop. And that made me a real war machine in Turkey. So when I came to Italy, it was easy for me.
And did you feel like that everything changed when you got the streaming? Because after the streaming, we have like all productions are global now. So I think your fan base just grew with that. So how do you see that the difference from being on a show that is just being aired in one country and the other one that is like huge like this?
Well, when I did rom-coms, I used to go to the Cannes Festival for MIPCOM, where they're selling the TV series, and once I was invited there, I knew that my name was sort of famous there because the countries, knowing that my name was involved, was purchasing the series. So I knew that my rom-coms were selling all over the world. When I moved to Italy, I had the chance to witness once more the fame in another country, and that was really intriguing for me back then. It's still intriguing for me, but then I started traveling. Then I started going to Spain, started going to Portugal, started going to other countries like Brazil, and I always had this warm welcoming. And then social media, you know, you realize from the comments that where you're famous, and the world is becoming more small and more global all the time thanks to the social media right now. And yeah, when you're doing a series and when you're showing that you're dubbed in many languages and you are having the feedbacks and reactions, you find out that you're famous, you're loved in many places. So step by step, you invest in other countries as well. You get to invest in other countries. So I'm also lucky because I'm very talented in the languages. I like languages. This is one of my things that I really admire, cultures and languages, and I'm always open to learn new stuff. I prefer going vertically instead of horizontally, you know.
Okay. Would you come to Brazil to shoot something?
Well, why not? Why not? I made a couple of announcements today with him in Brazilian. I enjoyed it. Why not? It's all about the accent, you know. I should be picking up the right accent. It's not about the vocabulary because I can learn it.
We have a lot of accents in Brazil.
Yeah, the thing is accent when you're acting. Also with Italian and Spanish, you know, there are a lot of accents. So you have to be perfect with the accent when you are acting, but which is good. I like that kind of challenge.
Have you learned Portuguese?
Not yet. But I can phonetically do stuff.
Have you watched any Brazilian show?
When I was a child, my grandma was watching a lot of Brazilian shows, but they were dubbed. They were dubbed in Turkish. So when I was a kid, I was having my summer vacations in Bodrum. Bodrum is a very nice place. And 3 months there I was living with my grandmom. My grandmom was watching a lot of Brazilian shows. Back in the day, Brazilian series were like Turkish series now, right?
Yes.
They're always in competition. And I think Turks did learn from Brazilians a little bit, right? And women back in the day were watching a lot of Brazilian shows, and it was very famous. So I was watching together with them.
And have you like plans to do like stuff in Hollywood, like big movie?
I don't know. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just enjoying the stuff I did. Like El Turco and Sandokan, the next show that's gonna be coming out. It's all like it's like quote unquote, it's like Hollywood type of shows. They're done in Europe, but the shootings were in English. The casting was all international. Then the shows were in costume and the war and all that art, all that topics, right? It's very American actually. I view world not only United States. I view it like everywhere. You know, Russia, China, Brazil. The world is something else, I believe, and I think it's an obsession that is embedded in the brains of people. That whenever they say international, they think of America.
American, yeah.
I think international doesn't mean that.
Yes.
What I'm doing is something unique. A Turkish guy going to Italy, living there, acting in Italian. That no one ever did that.
Yes.
I'm just aiming for acting in Spanish now. No one did that. And my shows are everywhere. People in Brazil welcoming me in the airport. I don't think they're doing that for Americans. So it's something more special that I found out. So I'm enjoying this. And I'm looking for being unique, not following a path that everyone is doing. I'm not. I don't want to imitate anyone. I don't want to take example anyone. I just chose a path that no one else did choose, and I want to follow that path, which is peculiar to my personality, to myself.
Have you ever thought about being a musician?
Musician? No, I would never do that. I wouldn't dare. I enjoy acting. Whenever I receive other offers, like, can you please present this show? Because I receive that kind of offers. I always reject it. It's not my job. I don't want to be doing something that I don't know. I like acting. I enjoy acting very much, and I'm only concentrated on acting. I don't want to do like singing or like presenting. I don't want to confuse myself. I just concentrate on acting.
I heard that in this show you have like more intimacy, like intimate scenes. How was it for you to shoot that?
Well, it's an international show. There was no censorship. When you're doing TV shows in Turkey, there's a lot of censorship. So everything is hard. Cursing is hard. Kissing is hard. Making love is hard. Everything is hard because it's TV. What it was supposed to be global Disney show, so it was for platform digital. So everything is more realistic, right? So when you keep things realistic, you can do anything, which is the good part of the show.
That's the purpose, right?
Yeah.
And why did you cut your hair?
Well, I needed a change because it's 4 years now that well, it's actually 6 years. I had this military period of mine, which in 2020 I had to go to military.
Oh,
so I had to
really?
cut my hair like 5 years ago. And I did Mr. Wrong, which is on Global Play as well, with the short hair.
Yeah.
It was a very sweet character. I enjoyed acting. I enjoyed playing it very much because it was all about ad-libbing. It was a very funny guy, so I enjoyed it a lot. And then I was supposed to do Sandokan. I was supposed to grow my hair out, and I did that for Viola Come il Mare. Everything was long hair. That image stuck to me too much. As an actor, I need a change. I need to show people that I don't need anything to be an actor. Long hair or something like that I can change, and that's a good characteristic of mine, of an actor.
Yes.
I think to be able to change.
I know that you don't talk a lot about your personal life. How do you keep things like you separate things, your work from your personal life, and don't let things mix?
Well, I made a war, quote unquote, in Italy. I have a friend, Roberto. He's a police officer. He's my best friend. Back in the day, 3 years ago, he was driving me around everywhere, and he was driving fast. So we tried to avoid paparazzi because he was getting rid of them. And we managed to change my house in Italy. And when I went back to Istanbul, they were moving all my stuff to the new house in the night, at 3 a.m. in the night, right? So paparazzi were not following it, but it took like two weeks to change everything. But I was in Turkey, so when I came back to Rome, I literally went to the new house.
Yes.
But all the fans of paparazzi were waiting at the
Build
old
your
house. So we tricked them. Like we managed to dodge the paparazzi back in the day, but it wasn't easy. It was kind of a war. That we were doing to be able to get rid of those paparazzi that were following me everywhere, because it was not good. I was getting out of my house and people were following me everywhere. Now I'm more serene, more calm because I'm in my house. Nobody knows where I live.
Do you think that's the bad part of being famous?
It's not the best, but it's part of the game. I like my fans whenever they wait for me in front of the place I stay. When it's in a hotel, it's a good thing because I'm there in the hotel, so people are coming to say hi, take pictures. It's okay. But when it's home, and when it's all like all day long, all year long, it becomes something overwhelming, you know.
I know.
And it's maybe I'm used to, but the people around me, my friends, my girlfriend, are not used to, and it becomes overwhelming for them because I can handle it, but people around me are having a hard time handling it well, so it's ruining my relationship with them as well.
Yes.
Because not everybody needs that kind of attention.
It's not their jobs, right?
Yeah. So it's not okay for everyone, you know. Then I needed a change. I needed to get myself lost a little bit to protect myself, to protect my soul a little bit. Not because I didn't want my fans, but it's all about, you know, paparazzi. So I just a little bit got away from paparazzi, like from the press actually. It's about the press attention I'm talking about, not the fan attention, but the press attention. But when fans know your address, also the press knows your attention. While you're running away from press, you have to run away from fans, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that would be like the bad part for me if I was famous like you.
Well, you are famous like me.
I will be like, don't follow me, I don't want to do anything. So who are like your idols?
Well, I don't have idols anymore. I'm 35. I used to have idols when I was a kid. I was watching American movies, American actors like Brad Pitt, for example. For me, I always have been American. I watch like Mel Gibson. I like the acting part of it, not like in terms of private life, but the acting part of a lot of actors that I was seeing as an idol, but not anymore because I always want to be some person like a peculiar person, imitating no one. I just want to be myself. But my idol forever is gonna be my father.
Of course. Have you ever thought about getting? We always know Brazil just got an Oscar, and everybody was World Cup. Do you have like the desire to one day have an award like that, like an Oscar or an Emmys?
Well, as I told you before, I'm not dreaming such stuff like going to US, getting some awards. The thing that I'm living right now, I'm very grateful. The fact that I did El Turco, that was an incredible job. The fact that I did Sandokan was an incredible job. I'm very proud with whatever I do because I give my all, my 100%. And when they come out and I get to share with the people, I'm very proud. It's good for me. I have a lot of attention all the time wherever I go. It's good. People know me. People are polite with me. People take pictures with me. So I live in the present, and I enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm very grateful what I'm having all the time. I'm not that kind of a person that aspiring for more and more and more.
You're just
and more.
living the moment.
Yeah. When you're concentrating in the moment, when you're open to learn, open to evolve yourself, open to change, open to adapt to the different circumstances, you change for the better, and you become a better person. When you become a better person, better things arrive, and I just go with the flow. My dream could be living in Brazil. My dream could be
Come.
yeah, why not? It's not all about United States and Oscars. I think the world is becoming different. I think those beliefs that people should be United States with Oscars and all, I think it's not like that anymore. We should be creating our own awards in Brazil, in Italy.
Yes.
We should give importance to those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Other stuff going on in other industries should be more important, like the United States. I believe that all beliefs of Hollywood, like cinema, should be changing, and I think
it is.
I think it already changed. You know, I think there are other industries in other countries
Yes.
that are as important as that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You're very famous in your country. How many followers you got? 20.
21.5.
Yeah, you're
million.
huge. You're huge. Why would you aspire to go to the United States? You're very famous here. You're in Brazil, so it's a good thing. I think people should be pleased with what they're living.
That's a nice way of living.
Yeah.
And why you're living in Italy?
I did Italian high school when I was a child. My mother wanted me to learn other language other than English, so I signed up for Italian high school. So growing up, having grown up with that culture, made me love also the culture and the people there. So then I studied law, then I became an actor, and then ironically I became famous in Italy.
So you was ready for that?
Yeah, I was ready for that. It's like something divine, designing a fate for me, you know.
And now you want to act in Spanish?
Why not? Yeah, why not? Because I've been learning Spanish for 5 months already. A teacher, a lady, is coming to my house teaching me every day, 4 hours a day, teaching me Spanish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I'm serious
¿Y
about
cómo
it.
está?
Estoy muy bien.
Estoy muy bien.
Podemos hablar en español.
Tengo para terminar,
Sí, para terminar, para rematar.
para rematar,
Yeah.
I have some fans questions.
You have fan questions. Okay.
Yes.
Preguntas.
Yes.
Okay.
So-
¿Qué preguntan?
Preguntas.
¿Preguntas difíciles o fácil?
Creo que son fáciles.
Okay.
A ver,
Vale.
¿las digo en español o en English?
In English is much better.
Okay. What was the hardest scene that you liked to shoot on El Turco, and what was the most challenging one?
Well, the most challenging ones were always the fighting scenes, because the fighting that you see, maybe it's 1 minute, 2 minutes of choreography, but we are shooting it 10 hours. And from zero to the end, like from the beginning. They say from the beginning means that you have to do everything again for 10 hours.
Oh God.
And after it doesn't seem so, but you become like there are contacts going on, you know. So you start having bruises, little injuries. Nothing is easy, you know. And then you have to catch your breath. And I'm a perfectionist guy. I want every take to be perfect. So I was exerting myself a little bit excessively for every take to be perfect. So shooting those for 10 hours, and the next day you have to do another action scene without any break. It becomes like you have to live like an athlete. And El Turco Hungary was becoming dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So whenever we were shooting the day scenes, I had to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
It was still dark. I was having a breakfast, and then we were driving to 1 hour to the forest, and we were having.
I'm exhausted
and
already.
it was very cold, and all the preps were taking like 2 hours, the costume and everything, and it's really freezing. And whenever you do, it's intense. Like not only the physical scenes, but also the emotion scenes were intense, because it's not any scene, you know. It's always about, or either you cry because you lost someone who's dearest to you, so it's intense emotionally, or it's a love scene, so it's all about intensity. So yeah, the whole circumstance was difficult. And one week you're shooting in the morning, waking up always like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the next week you are waking up, you have to shoot like the night scenes. You're not sleeping till morning.
Oh my God!
So you know, it's a little bit messed up with the schedules, with the time schedule. You know what I mean? So, and you just forego anything you do for pleasure. You just live for the role. For whatever you're doing in a hotel room, which is not your country, which is not your city, where you don't have any friends. You don't do nothing for pleasure. You just live for the role. You stay in the character all times. Because whenever you're not working, you have to be studying with the stunts for the choreography. So if I don't have set, I'm not in the hotel doing whatever I do. I'm just going to study the choreographies all the time. So it's a lot about working.
It's like non-stop.
Non-stop.
Oh my God.
And that's the whole package of the show is difficult. For example, in the 5th episode, I have a scene. It's also in the trailer that I'm in the river.
Yes.
It's freezing. It's like minus 10.
Oh,
but
God.
we did that for 10 hours. So I was coming there naked with my no shoes, no nothing, you know. And then I'm doing my prayers, and I have nothing on my shoes. It's freezing
God.
because they prepared me a warm bathtub. Once they were saying stop, I was going to the hot tub.
Oh God.
It was like, yeah, but we shot that at the last day of the show because they knew if I got sick the next day.
That's what I'm gonna ask.
I don't have set. I
you don't get sick.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because it was risky, you know.
Your immune system must be very good.
Yeah.
From Nalu comments, she's asking, would you come back doing rom-coms?
That's a good question because sometimes I miss that. I miss improvising. I miss the cuteness, sweetness in the rom-com. And I ultimately did a publicity advertisement in Egypt. It's a cheese publicity, but it was a comedy. It was a huge comedy. And when I was doing the Sandokan presentation in London screenings, I was talking to my producer Luca Bernabei. I told him about this idea of mine, and he took it seriously. He said, "Okay, let's do comedy, but I want to do it like 20 minutes." 100 episodes, like Friends, you know.
Okay, I know.
It should be like a pill, and people should be saying it like 20 minutes. And I have to be working with a guy that I'm very used to, that I'm comfortable with, a director with a comfort that I'm comfortable with. I don't want any kind of nuisance from anyone in terms of author saying me what I should be saying. Whenever I want, I should be able to improvise and ad-lib. So I should be free. Okay, everything is okay. Maybe I go back to comedy. I don't know if it's going to be rom-com. I'm talking about sitcom kind of comedy, but I can challenge myself in a different kind of comedy in the future.
That's really cool. You're like a very hard worker.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I don't get satisfied with repeating myself. Even if the genre is the same, I should change the way I look, like I did in Daydreaming, like I did in Bittersweet, like I did in Mr. Wrong. All rom-coms, but the character is totally different.
So thank you so much for your time. Hope you enjoy here your stay in Brazil. I know you're working too hard in this promotion. So get some rest also.
I will, hopefully sometime I'll rest as well.
Let's have a caipirinha.
It's a little bit sugary for me. I like whiskey better. I'm a whiskey guy, but I enjoy caipirinha a lot. Cachaça, right?
Yes.
Brazilian rum. I like your hat.
Thank you.
You're in great harmony in terms of colors and everything. I should be buying a hat like that.
It's like my brand. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Email.
Ganhei até um abraço, gente. Olha só que chique. Bye, tchau.
Todo conto de fadas tem um monstro.
E uma bruxa.
Não por muito tempo.